Every time my husband talks about our wedding, there is this very specific moment that he always mentions. He says watching me, his best friend of 10 years, finally becoming his wife, standing in a white dress in front of him, with a background of the sun slowly setting on the beautiful tea farms of our hometown, is one of the most epic moments of his life. And every time he says that, I feel very emotional. Of course, I feel love, I feel joy, I feel gratefulness. But I also feel a couple things that I don't really enjoy admitting. I feel this strong cocktail of feelings of jealousy, wistfulness, regret, with a bit of shame sprinkled on top. Because he has this memory so beautifully captured in his mind, the light, the view, the dress, the feeling of seeing someone he loved become his wife. And maybe it meant even more to him because he knew exactly how much it had taken to make that wedding possible. And I love that he has all that. I really do. But part of me feels jealous because I don't have the same memory. Not in the same way. I have photographs and videos, of course. I have proof that the moment happened. But inside my own mind, those minutes feel very blurry. Like I was physically there, but mentally standing a few steps away from my own life. And that breaks my heart a little. Because those are not random minutes, not ordinary minutes I could easily repeat. They were the kind of minutes people spend years dreaming about. The kind of minutes that cost time, money, energy, planning, and a whole lot of emotion. But while they were happening, my mind was busy worrying, busy calculating, busy scanning the room, busy trying to make sure nothing goes wrong. As if joy was something I had to calculate, not receive. As if the whole thing would collapse if I stopped monitoring it for 1 second. That's when being an overthinker hurts the most. Not when it makes your gloomy Sundays heavier, but when it steals the most beautiful moments of your life. The more I think about what overthinking has stolen from me, the more I realize that my wedding is probably just the tip of the iceberg. I have been carrying this pattern for a very long time. There are too many beautiful days that I didn't fully experience because I was busy trying to see the future with at least one of my eyes. And even though overthinking usually shows itself as anxiety, sometimes it dresses up as being responsible. Like you're planning, thinking ahead, or preparing. You are protecting yourself from the regret that future might bring to you. Because the more scenarios you picture, the more solutions you think you will have. And honestly, if you have been hurt, disappointed, and heavily blamed before, or forced to grow up around people whose mood could change the whole room, predicting things can start to feel like survival. So you scan, you calculate, you rehearse, you try to stay one step ahead of life. But the problem is, while you are trying to prevent future pain, you are slowly losing access to present joy. I think part of me wants to predict and control what the future holds, like El Profesor from the TV series La Casa de Papel. Like, if I'm smart enough, anxious enough, careful enough, I can stand in front of a wall with a big map on it, with red strings and pins, and calculate every possible scenario before anything happens. If this goes wrong, I'll do that. If this person says this, I will react that way. If plan A fails, I will move to plan B. And if plan B fails, I will have plan C hidden in a very dramatic envelope in a very mysterious place. It's actually a placard. But the problem is real life keeps changing the script. Someone says something weird. Your hormones enter the room like the meanest villain. Your stomach decides to have a political opinion. The weather changes. Your body changes. A random opportunity appears on a Tuesday afternoon while you're just trying to buy some eggs. Because real life is not a heist movie. Of course you can make plans A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. But suddenly life decides it wants to speak Farsi and comes to you with scenario cough, which is literally in reverse. El profesor be like, joder, no lo vi venir. A few days ago, I was sick with a cold. I had just gotten my period, and my body was sore and strained from all the sudden workout that I am forcing on it just to fit in the body life. And I finally said to myself, enough with the stress. It's time to rest at home for a couple days. No Nirvana fitness journey, no YouTube creator journey, just you, your heating pad, and your Netflix account. It was day 2, around bedtime, that I was finally facing my anxiety. Because apparently when my mind gets 48 hours of free time, it doesn't really rest. It starts creating imaginary scenarios that I cannot win. I went to bed at 10:30 imagining all sorts of things. Being broke, getting sick, losing a loved one, being rejected, being humiliated, being deported. After listing every possible failure I could achieve, I finally fell asleep after midnight. The next morning, I woke up grumpy after only 5 hours of sleep. But then, like every other day, I walked out of the room and went out to sit on the sunbed and write my morning journal. The first morning breeze touched my face. The pale 7 a.m. sun brightened my eyes, and I watched that cute squirrel run down that power line like it was an elevated railway. And I was like, well, there's so much to observe here, so much to experience. And somehow, I still managed to experience failure from a problem that does not even exist. A problem I don't even know will ever happen. So what is the point of moving to new places if you keep living inside your head? What if I turn Bali into another beautiful chapter that I only appreciate after it is gone? I don't think I can be someone who never overthinks. That sounds too good to be true. But I can be somebody who tries to focus on experiencing instead of anticipating. And when I'm quietly suffering in my head, I can remind myself that I want to be present here and now. I don't want to fight a monster that doesn't exist. I don't want to solve a problem that is not real. But that running squirrel is real. The small sound the leaves make when the cool morning breeze touches them is real. The wonderful first sip of morning coffee is real. That good nap after a long day at the beach is real. I don't want to spend my whole life preparing for things to go wrong and then realize that the real tragedy was that I never fully let myself be there when things were going right.